Hey guys, this is Campfirekurt, and this is going to be the first episode of Around the Campfire. In this series, we're going to be looking over airports, add-ons, anything around the simulation world of Prepared version 4. So today, we're going to be taking a look at our first airport that we're going to be reviewing, which is going to be Latin VFR's Bermuda version 2. The reason why I'm starting this series is so I can give you guys, the community, an idea of what the airports really look like and a personal experience and also review of what the airport is. So when you make that decision to go buy the scenery, or if you want to wait until it's on sale, or just not going to get the scenery for now. That's why I'm really making these videos. But first, we're going to start out with going over what categories and what the review process I'm going to go over with in this video. First, I'm going to be going over frame rate, then night lighting, textures, routes, and price. That's all going to equal up until final review, and then I'll let you know in my personal experience if it's worth the buy, or wait until it's on sale, or just pass. So starting right off the bat, we're going to be looking at the prices that you can see this airport going for. It's going to set you back about $19.99 euros, $22.88 in US dollars, and $32.36 in Australian dollar. So the price is up there for the scenery. I really do think the scenery is really nice. So I'm going to start jumping into it right now and just showing you guys how it looks. So right now we have a view of the whole airport, and then we do have some photoreal scenery in the background. This view is from runway 30, so this is the only runway Bermuda has. This does come with dynamic lighting with the airport. Also, it does have some areas where you have static aircraft, anything like that, and also like the cruise ships in the background. To take a look at the private jet area first. If you look over here, we do have some nice static aircraft that are designed pretty well. Also some background buildings which make the airport look really nice. As you can see, the detailed airport buildings to the right, which is going to be like the as you can see over here, Universal Aviation. So I personally think this is a nice little touch. Static aircraft are pretty cool. I do say they are nice, but they sometimes do get in the way, and depends on the situation. But you should have perfect amount of room if you want to park your private jet or anything like that if you're flying into the airport. That brings up the topic on what really flies into Bermuda. Bermuda is really only services around 10 airlines, mostly WestJet, American, and then some other airlines like British Airways. They do fly services to Bermuda, but it's usually one flight or two flights a day. So it does include a little lower routes availability for the route or for the airport if you're looking towards something like that. As of the private jet world, the private jets do fly a lot into the airport. That's where most of the traffic does look like, as according to FlightAware. When I'm looking through that, you can tell that there's a lot more of a private jet business inside Bermuda just because it's an island tropical paradise. Average flight time to Bermuda is around maybe 2 to 3 hours as possible, so it is a little longer airport, so it's a little farther out there, but it is a small island with a nice little scenery to it. As you can see, with the going back to the normal view, you do have some really nice textures. Beach textures are nice, and also the surrounding photo scenery is really nice. Let's move over to the next view we have. This next view is going to be looking back towards the private jet area. As you can see, there is some nice building view and photoreal scenery. The trees look really nice, and then also the ground textures do look pretty good. So I won't complain on that. As we move down over the top-down view of the main runway, As you can see, there are different parking spots and areas. There is a cargo terminal, anything like that, some baseball fields around the area for the photoreal scenery, but there is limited parking spaces. As this is a little off ramp right here, this run up area, they don't really have parking spaces for that area in the airport itself. As we move over to the gates, this is the international terminal. So the international terminal does service to 5 gates. It can hold up to an A380 in one of the spots, which is pretty cool, but none of the A380s do fly into Bermuda currently. Right now, the design for the gates are really nice. They are mostly standard standing gates, so there's no really jetways or anything like that. They do have added a lot of static material around the airport, as you can see with the tugs and everything like that. You do have that to add a little touch to it. If we want to take over a look at the dynamic lighting and also the night lighting of the airport, we can zoom past to that. The night lighting does really look really nice with the airport. So if you actually look like it, it shows a lot of the surrounding areas. It looks really pitch black, which I like really a lot, but it also gives that really nice feel of the real lighting. If you guys want to see a top-down view of the full airport during the night lighting, it does look like it has a lot of dynamic lighting on the left and right side of the airport, but also the runway and taxi lights do have a realistic feel to it. Compared to some other airports, if you notice that they aren't the best, but these guys do really look really good. Looking from another point of the view of the airport, the runway lightings do look really nice. You can also look in the surrounding areas. You do have some building lighting in the background, and also the cruise ship does light up. Going back to the daytime view, I personally think the runway textures, everything like that, is really good. But the main categories that we're talking about would be the frame rates, the textures, the price, everything like that. So right off the bat, I do say the frame rates are phenomenal. They do work really well if you're flying a PMDG aircraft or a higher level aircraft, which is really nice when you're flying into airports like this. With the ground textures and the photoreal scenery, it does add a lot of detail to the airport, which I do agree with Latin VFR, what they said they have a lot of high detailed HG textures. You can definitely see it in this airport. So that's an overview of mostly what the airport looks like. So I'll come back over to the final review where we'll talk about how they did on the score wise, and then if you should really buy this airport. So for the final review for Latin VFR Bermuda version 2, I would say for frame rates, I would give it an 8 out of 10. The reason why is because it's not going to be always perfect. Nothing's really always perfect in my mind, but this is a really nice airport. Night lighting, I would say I would give an 8 out of 10. Night lighting does really look really good, and that includes the dynamic lighting around the terminals and also the runway and taxi lights. Textures also really good. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Nothing's really perfect, and not really a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 comparing to other airports or anything like that. The routes mostly going to be the items that fly or the people that fly into it and the airlines. I would give it a 7 out of 10. This airport really is for those people that want to fly maybe private jets or even the airliners coming in from the United States or even Europe, but you do have around a distance about 2 to 3 hours to get to Bermuda. As of the price range, I do think the price range is up there. About $22 US is a little much for, I think, for this airport for what it gives. I personally think if they dropped it down a little bit more, I would personally buy it. I did buy it on sale, so I do think it is worth what I paid for. Just because I fly a lot of commercial aircraft on that aspect. but they don't really fly a lot of airplanes in and out of this airport as a route style compared to other airports with bigger ranges. But it is still a really nice airport. Coming down to the final review, I would give Bermuda version 2 a 7.5 out of 10. And the reason why I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 is if you looked at the frame rate, lighting, and textures, they all had 8s. But routes and price were the big differences for me, and I really bogged the review score down to 7. But coming down to if you should buy it, wait until it's on sale, or even wait or just pass, I would preferably, if you do like flying into Bermuda with private jets or anything like that, they are really good on that aspect. I would buy it if you like that. But if you don't really spend a lot of time flying to Bermuda or anything like that, or an interest that you want to fly here, I would wait until it's on sale. But it's something you guys should definitely pick up. If you guys enjoy this series, or this first episode of the series, which is going to be Around the Campfire, where I do review these videos, let me know in the comments and likes down below, so I can know that, get the feedback, and I'll start making more of those videos so we can get a better idea of what airports we can do. So that's going to be the end of the first video. If you guys like it, just let me know, and then I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.